trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
And we thank you for joining us today. I'm Casey Kane. We begin today. Breaking news this afternoon. The Supreme Court has ended constitutional protections for abortion that had been in place nearly 50 years. A decision by its conservative majority to overturn Roe v. Wade. Here's ABC's Justin Finch with more.
Real-time reaction to the High Court's decision overturning Roe v. Wade, striking down the constitutional right to abortion, leaving that decision for states to decide. Stepped-up security and barricades set up around the court complex where crowds gathered for the opinion. Abortion has been a constitutional right for nearly 5 decades, but with a 6-3 conservative majority on the court, abortion rights supporters have feared it would only be a matter of time before Roe v. Wade was overturned. According to a leaked Supreme Court draft opinion obtained by Politico in May and confirmed as authentic by Chief Justice John Roberts, a majority of justices voted to end federal protections for abortions and let states make their own abortion laws instead. Justice Samuel Alito, writing for the majority in the draft, stating that Roe was wrongly decided. Abortion rights supporters immediately expressing alarm.
This morning, the radical Supreme Court is eviscerating Americans' rights and endangering their health and safety.
Thousands took to the streets to protest as soon as the leak happened, some even demonstrating outside the homes of conservative justices. 26 states are poised to quickly move to severely restrict access to abortion or ban it outright. 13 have already passed so-called trigger laws that would ban the procedure once Roe is struck down.
The goal of this is to protect the child, the unborn child.
And now a number of Democrat-led states are expanding abortion rights access, making it easier for women to travel to those states for the procedure. At the Supreme Court, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
And we're going to stay right there today because the local reaction pouring in today, as you'd expect on this historic day. Our Emmeline Reed joining us now live in the studio with more on this reaction today. Good afternoon, Emma. What can you tell us?
Casey, local leaders from all across southern New England are reacting today to that Supreme Court ruling overturning Roe v. Wade. That is a federal protection law that guaranteed a woman's right to abortion. That decision will now be up to each individual state. Governor Dan McKee saying in a tweet, make no mistake about it, today's Supreme Court decision will not stop abortions. It will only make them less safe. It's time for Congress to act and support a woman's right to choose. In Massachusetts, Governor Baker also signed an executive order today when the decision was announced to protect access to abortions in the Commonwealth, saying, I am deeply disappointed in today's decision by the Supreme Court, which will have major consequences for women across the country. Rhode Island has already codified Roe v. Wade, and state law in Massachusetts permits an abortion prior to 24 weeks. ABC6 reporter Hector Molina will be in the newsroom a bit later to tell us how the Biden administration could intervene with the Supreme Court's decision to overturn abortion access. In the newsroom, Emmeline Reed, ABC6.
Yeah, Emma, thank you for that. We'll check in with Hector in just a little bit. We've got more coverage also at ABC6.com. Let's switch gears, though, a little bit right now. Take a live look outside on this Friday afternoon, heading into the weekend. Kelly Bates with us this morning as we, this afternoon, I keep saying this morning because it still feels like morning to me.
It was just hours ago.
Exactly. It was just minutes ago, technically.
Well, yes, you are absolutely.
But Kelly, good afternoon to you. And you said this weekend we're really going to warm up.
Yeah, it's going to be a perfect beach weekend, but if you can't make it to the beach, it is going to be almost oppressive at times. And that all hinges on what's going on right now. You see those clouds in the sky? They're due to a warm front that is going through right now. And that warm front is actually bringing sprinkles to the Attleboro area right now. Now, we are also looking at dew points starting to climb, and they're moving up into the 60s, indicating that we do see a big push of humidity already starting. Now, I know it doesn't look like much on the satellite and radar, but keep in mind, this is a very slow-moving front. We will see a lot of clouds in place till about mid-afternoon, and then we should start to see things break up as we go towards the evening and then clear overnight. But keep in mind, this is a warm front, and we will be turning much warmer behind this front. We're looking at feel-like temperatures in the 90s. I'll let you know how long that trend's going to be in just a couple of minutes. Casey?
Oh, boy. All right, Kelly. Thank you for that. Our continuing coverage today of the push for gun reform in the U.S. Congress set to defy the odds on gun legislation. House lawmakers expected to vote on the bipartisan gun deal today. The U.S. Senate passed the bill last night. The $13 billion package will enhance background checks for buyers under the age of 21, prevent partners convicted of domestic violence from purchasing a gun, and also to provide funding for gun violence prevention programs. 15 Republicans, including Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, joining all 50 Democrats to pass this bill.
American people want their constitutional rights protected and their kids to be safe in school. And that is just what the bill before the Senate will help accomplish.
Well, the House is expected to swiftly pass the bill and send it to President Biden's desk before lawmakers leave Washington for a 2-week recess. And among the leaders in last night's vote, Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed, who ABC6 News reporter Yanni Tregellis is in the newsroom with more on his reaction and the push for countrywide gun reforms. Yanni.
Yeah, good afternoon, Casey. The bipartisan package of gun legislation by the Senate last night was the most significant piece of gun legislation passed in 28 years. And I spoke with Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed earlier, and he tells me the passage of these gun control laws are long overdue.
Just ignoring the problem has been done for several decades was no longer an excuse.
The Senate approving historic pieces of gun legislation Thursday in a landslide 65-33 vote. The bipartisan legislation passed includes increased background checks and red flag laws. Democratic State Senator Jack Reed calling the vote a historic one, adding it's an important first step to curb gun violence in the U.S., but he also says there's still a long way to go before gun violence is solved.
I think we can do more to ensure the safety of the American people, particularly children in schools and people in entertainment venues.
In Rhode Island, Governor Dan McKee signing 3 pieces of gun legislation into law for the state earlier this week, which raise the age to purchase a gun, limit magazine capacity, and ban open carry. And in the days since, supporters of the Second Amendment and gun store owners have responded, filing lawsuits against the state.
We intend to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep the people in the state of Rhode Island safe, and if we need to defend that in court, we're prepared to do that.
When asked about the lawsuit, Senator Reed agreed with the governor's stance of signing the bills into law.
Well, I think the state had the both constitutional and legal authority to pass these, and they felt the necessity to pass them. The votes were wide and supportive.
Reed also telling me he does expect the bills to pass through the House of Representatives overwhelmingly as soon as today. In the newsroom, Yanni Tregellis, ABC6 News.
All right, Yanni, thank you. Also following the latest out of East Greenwich today, 6 people were taken to the hospital after a car collided with a tree. It was just after midnight at the intersection of South County Trail and Middle Road. The East Greenwich Firefighters Union saying 3 people from that car were taken to the Rhode Island Hospital Trauma Center. 2 went to Hasbro Children's Hospital, and 1 was also taken to Kent Hospital. Mutual aid was brought in from Warwick, West Warwick, and North Kingstown. A weekend traffic roadblock for drivers using the 610 connector. Route 10, where it meets Route 6, will be closed from tonight through Monday morning. Do take note of this. This starts at 7 o'clock tonight, runs until 5 a.m. Monday. Travel delays are expected. Drivers are asked to take an alternate route using either Route 95 or Route 295. Still to come today, a stunner from the State House last night. The top House Republican will not be seeking re-election. We'll have more on that. Plus, on to the governor's desk. The state budget passes both chambers. We have details on what's included in that. And top Justice Department officials give stunning testimony to the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th riots. We'll get you all caught up on that as well when ABC6 News at Noon continues after this. Back with the latest now from Smith Hill. With the legislative session wrapping up, the General Assembly approved the Rhode Island budget last night. The $13.6 billion budget includes an elimination of the car tax. Other tax relief measures include a child tax credit and eliminating income tax on military pensions. Senate Republicans sought to suspend the gas tax for 90 days, but it was shot down by 32-5 vote. That budget now heads to the governor's desk. And just some huge news among Rhode Island lawmakers that caught Rhode Island lawmakers by surprise last night. House Minority Leader Blake Philippi will not seek re-election. Minority Whip Michael Chippendale making that announcement during last night's House session. Philippi has been Minority Leader since 2018, served in the House since 2014. He'd been rumored to be the leading candidate to seek the GOP nomination for governor last year, prior to announcing he wasn't seeking the position. Representative Chippendale will take over the duties of Minority Leader now. And let's take a look at some national headlines today. And there's new information today regarding former President Trump's actions after the attack on the Capitol last year. According to the January 6th committee, days before the attack, Trump wanted to install a new attorney general that would work to overturn the election, he being former DOJ lawyer Patrick Clark. Clark had drafted a letter for the Justice Department to send to the state of Georgia and other states that President Biden had won, urging state officials to reconsider their election results.
Was so extreme to me. I had a hard time getting my head around it initially. This was not based on fact.
And after the attack on the Capitol, these 5 Republican lawmakers asked the White House for pardons. That includes Congressman Matt Gaetz. Still to come today at noon, honoring the 50th anniversary of Title IX. We look back at the monumental piece of the Civil Rights Act. Plus a first ever for one of our local communities celebrating Pride in North Attleboro. I'll tell you about that coming up. Welcome back. Thursday marked the 50th anniversary of Title IX of the Civil Rights Act. Representative Patsy T. Mink of Hawaii recognized as authoring and sponsoring the legislation. President Nixon signed it into law on June 23, 1972. It protects people from sex-based discrimination in education and other programs that receive federal assistance.
The 60s and 70s, it was a much wider movement for women's rights. You see the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Equal Pay Act of 1963. And so there was movement for equal rights, but there really wasn't anything addressing sex discrimination in education.
And a notable change in Title IX happened in 2020. That's when the U.S. Supreme Court ruled it encompasses sexual orientation and transgender status. Tomorrow in North Attleboro, the town will be holding their first ever Pride Festival. It'll be from 2 until 6 tomorrow at Veterans Park All sorts of things to look forward to tomorrow. Crafts, food trucks, live entertainment. Festival aiming to bring awareness and celebration of the local LGBTQ community.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Kelly Bates.
Well, good afternoon to you. We are finding some clouds as we're looking up, and this is all due to a warm front that's coming through southern New England right now. It is already bringing some higher humidity values. Dew points are starting to come up into the 60s as this warm front is continuing to work its way through. So we do have clouds mixing in with sun, but we still have this warm air coming in at the same time. 75 right now in Providence. We're at 74 in Smithfield. Also up into Killingly, we're holding at 70 currently. In Westerly, Block Island at 66. We're starting to turn air from the south and southwest, and that southwesterly flow means an onshore flow holding coastal areas cooler. And that's what we're going to do this weekend, too. So if you want to seek relief from the upcoming heat, the coast is really the place to do it. Dew points, again, coming up into the 60s. When we see them in the lower 60s, we go, okay, it's a little muggy out there. But this weekend, they're expected to approach like 65. And that's when things get a little dodgy, I guess. We go officially up into the humid category as we go Sunday into Monday. And the reason why this peaks and then drops so sharply is that we're going to get a huge push in humidity on Monday right in front of a cold front late in the day. And then once the cold front goes through, the humidity is going to drop just like that. So the bottom line is it's a 2-day deal where we're going to have to deal with the heat and humidity. Monday in the afternoon and evening, that cold front, when it comes through, will put an end to it. But it does come with a catch, and I'll explain in just a moment. Locally, our satellite and radar showing some puffy clouds out there. We had a report of a drizzly shower scooting through Attleboro roughly an hour ago. And that chance is with us, too, as we continue on through the afternoon. Chance of a little drizzly shower. But once we get toward the evening, we should be fine. What takes place next? This area of high pressure. Now, this area of high pressure will give us sunshine for both Saturday and for Sunday. But its location as it slides off the coast and the air goes around the high in a clockwise manner is just going to funnel that air right from the southwest. That's why we're going to warm up. That strong southwesterly inflow. And not only is it going to bring heat, it's going to bring humidity too. So that's what our futurecast is showing. Again, a slight chance of a little pop-up shower. Otherwise, we are going to clear overnight tonight. High pressure moves in, brings us sunshine for Saturday and for Sunday, and also brings us that southwesterly inflow that helps drive your highs both Saturday and Sunday into the 80s. And we're talking the upper 80s at that. Factor in the humidity, and we will see feel-like temperatures likely in the lower 90s in the interior. There are some segments of our population that are susceptible to high heat, high humidity. Our elderly friends and relatives, also small children. So you might want to keep an eye on the folks that you know and love, and I'm sure they'd love to see you anyway. So our forecast for the remainder of the day, there is a chance of a little sprinkly shower. Most of us, though, will see this as a dry one, just increasing humidity and a blend of sun and clouds. Our wind is starting to really shift across the region from the south, again, moving in that heat and humidity. We'll see partly cloudy skies as we go to tonight, and that brings us to tomorrow. Again, ample sunshine. We're going to start to really bring up that humidity for both Saturday and Sunday. Monday, that cold front gives us not only likely showers, but the chance of some gusty thunderstorms as well, and some of them could be severe. So the second half of Monday, afternoon, evening time frame, time of peak heating, that's when we have our best chance of picking up these showers and thunderstorms when that front comes through. So Monday, late commute, may be a little bit of a headache. Tuesday, behind that front, we're going to cool down nicely. It will be mostly sunny, comfortable, and dry with highs in the 70s. Casey?
Yeah, Kelly, that air you can wear, right?
You got it.
Thank you for that. Still more to come today at noon, including taking you back to a time when dinosaurs roamed the earth, where you can see them up close and personal this weekend. And more reaction to the major breaking news today, the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. The latest reaction on this developing story coming up. Well, it is Friday, which means another chance for us to look ahead to another big weekend here in southern New England this weekend. Get ready to take a step back in time. You're going to get the chance to get up close and personal with dinosaurs. It's the Dino and Dragon Stroll. Going to be at the Rhode Island Convention Center tomorrow and Sunday. We're talking velociraptors, T-Rexes, and more. Great for the kids, great for the whole family. But also this tour comes into town aiming to make a difference. The Stroll, in every city they go to, partners with a local food bank to stop out hunger, or stomp out hunger, I should say. And they're doing that here in Providence. They've linked up with the Full Plate Kosher Pantry. Again, that's coming up tomorrow and Sunday, 10 until 5. Tomorrow, 10 until 3 on Sunday. Tickets available online. Still to come today, more reaction to the major breaking news today. The Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. That's coming up. Plus, Kelly's got another look at your afternoon forecast heading into the weekend. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to ABC6 News at noon. We are expecting to hear from President Biden about the biggest story of the day here in just moments. The Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade, which ensured access to an abortion. ABC6 reporter Hector Molina has been taking a look at how the president today could respond. Hector?
Well, Casey, we did a little research and we found that the Biden administration has a few options if they wanted to find a way to make abortions accessible for those in states that ban the procedure. Now, the Biden administration could declare a public health emergency. It could sue states for being at odds with FDA policy, which has approved the use of the abortion pill up to 10 weeks in a pregnancy. The Biden administration could also allow abortion pills to be provided at pharmacies instead of through doctors. It also could ease restrictions on imports of abortion pills into this country. And lastly, it could even lease federal buildings to abortion providers in states where the procedure is now banned. And responding to today's SCOTUS decision isn't something the president can executive order his way out of. Now, the president is set to speak in just a few minutes around 12:30. We'll bring you his remarks right here. Stay tuned to ABC6. Casey, back to you.
Yeah, stay tuned for that, Hector. Thank you. We've got more coverage as well at ABC6.com. Final check of the weather, though, Kelly, before we head into the weekend.
Well, today we're setting the stage for a hazy, hot, and humid weekend. Dog days of summer, we like to say. Lots of sunshine, but it will be humid, and your interior temperatures will be in the upper 80s. Along the coast at the beaches, you're going to find temperatures much cooler and conditions a lot more pleasant. So if you've been putting off going to the beach, this is your weekend to do that. We do have a cold front coming through on Monday. It has the chance of giving us not only showers, but thunderstorms that have the potential of being impactful, giving us the potential for wind. That's our main concern with the thunderstorms that will likely develop on Monday with that front. But once the front goes through, it brings us back to much more comfortable conditions, comfortable dew points, even though temps go in the 80s for midweek. So a really nice stretch of weather for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And if you took the week off as vacation, you actually picked a decent one.
You did. You did. Thank you, Kelly.
Good for you.
Stay cool this week and appreciate that. Thank you, folks, for watching as well. Again, President Biden set to speak here in just minutes regarding the SCOTUS overturning Roe v. Wade. Thanks for watching.